What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Your boys are back with that weekly 411 of everything gritty, grimy going on in the trenches. You know the deal, the spot where the news brings you the news. The Hard Corner. We in the building. What's up, everybody?
Yes.
What's crack-a-lack-and Busky?
Another week. Rest in peace to my my family member, DW, David Busky. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of a hiccup this week, so that's why we may be off track a little bit. But overall, another good week.
Yeah. I know it's crazy times. I gotta say, also for a lot of people, there's a lot of crazy shit. Me personally, myself too, but that's why I'm glad we get to do this shit because this shit it gets us away. You know, and helps us fucking focus on something a little bit more positive and put our energy into something fucking besides smashing somebody's face in.
That's true.
like Limp Bizkit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By the way, I recommended, I'm on like the second episode of what's that? The Woodstock 99 or whatever, the Woodstock shit on Netflix.
Yep.
Yo, listen, shout out to Limp Bizkit, everybody. I don't give a fuck what anybody out there. Number one, Limp Bizkit gave Madball a chance to play arenas in Europe, so shout out to that. And number two, yo, I gotta say, if you watch that documentary, you cannot not give it to Korn and Limp Bizkit and even Kid Rock for smashing that shit. You got to.
Yeah.
You know,
it was the audience. I mean, you can't fault the bands for that. You know what I mean? The crowd was just a bunch of knuckleheads. It wasn't, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. But there's some good shit going on. That I love to see that, but I don't know why we're talking about fucking Limp Bizkit. But shout out to Nookie and shout out to everybody fucking breaking things and smashing faces.
Yeah.
But by the way, he got to make out with Halle Berry. You know, I never forgot that. He did that video.
That's a lucky man right there.
A little bit hater, but yeah, we got a lot of shit going on. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in around the planet. Listen, we feel you. Listen, Europe, Canada, South America. Listen, thank you for tuning in, especially our Patreon family. They make all the beautiful graphics and all the extra stuff happen. So keep a lookout for that. And also YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel, Smoking Word TV. We drop a new episode every week on Patreon first, and then the following week it gets on YouTube. And we got a bunch of new videos, exclusives. Go to YouTube. Hit the reminders, all that good shit. Now let's see what's crack-a-lacking around the planet, Busky. So, what's first up we got here?
First up, well, Unearth.
Speaking of knuckleheads.
Yep. Speaking of knuckleheads, Unearth, Madball, and an Undeath.
Double knuckle right there.
Yeah, triple knuckle.
What they used to call it, a camel knuckle. Oh no, that's camel toe, right? Well,
moose knuckle.
Moose knuckle. Yeah. Shout out to all you moose knuckles out there.
Knuckle. And you know what? Isn't there? I think that at the mall. I walk through the mall. I'm pretty sure there's a clothing company called Moose Knuckle.
Yeah.
There's a store called Moose Knuckle at the mall.
Look, we'll do this since it's PC times or whatever you want to fucking call it. We need a name for the crease guys get with their balls on their pants. Like, so a moose knuckle got a thing. What has one thing? A fucking a turkey goblet. I don't know what we're gonna call it. Oh, he got a turkey goblet or some shit. I don't know. We're gonna come up with one, but
some sort of a pouch.
No, but I'm definitely some cool shit happening right here. Unearthing Madball. It was cool. This thing popped up. Basically, Freddie hit me up and there was some Madball shows that were booked, and there was some Unearth shows that were going on at the same time, and I guess they linked them up. So basically, what we're doing is I'm actually, to everybody who's been asking and who hasn't been seeing me at a couple shows, I just taking care of business, taking care of the Hard Corner, and but you will see The Rock in the building for this. God hoping everything is smooth, but I will be in the building for this tour. Dope. It starts off in Chicago at Riot Fest and it ends at Furnace Fest. So that's cool that not just hardcore's in the building, but not just Madball in the building, but hardcore being in the building to those things. It's becoming a more regular thing, and that's what I like to see. You know what I mean? It should be like that, but and then we got this run with Unearth. I actually shout out to Mikey, my drummer Mikey. He's out there with Unearth right now, killing it. I seen footage of him. I I wasn't, I didn't even think about it, but they would be doing a U.S. tour, and then it was good to hook up a couple of these shows. So,
Yeah. It'll be dope to see you guys playing with some of these younger, death metal bands even too. And I don't know, I sound like a broken record, but this is why we have the show, is to bring these things to light and to talk about these things. But there is this whole new generation, like we said, of these death metal influenced hardcore kids playing, so I don't know if you want to consider it hardcore bands or death metal inspired hardcore bands, but at the end of the day, they love Madball. Even though they sound nothing like Madball, they grew up listening to it. I'm sure they grew up listening to bands like Unearth and Killswitch Engage and Shadows Fall and that whole genre too. So it's cool to see these generations, just evolving and merging and coming together.
Absolutely. That's the thing, people that know, especially Madball, know us, we're the first ones. Nobody held that hardcore flag high and waved it harder than we did, but we were always the ones that we always wanted to play with everybody. We loved it. I love that metal shit. I'm the one who brought the metal element to the band because I loved it, and I every time we got to play, that was a notch on my belt. I got more notches on my belt with classic metal bands that I got to play with than with hardcore bands. It's just it holds a different place in my DNA. You know what I mean? Madball got to play a festival with Black Sabbath original lineup. Well, not original. They had the drummer for Faith No More at the time.
Oh,
but we got to play with Iron Maiden. We got to play with Judas Priest. Enough said. I don't need nothing else. Madball, I come from Corona, Queens.
I know.
You understand? So I got to share the stage with fucking Geezer Butler, with fucking Rob Halford and fucking and Steve Harris.
Yep.
I played one string with one finger, so everybody could go fuck themselves. What's up? Welcome to the Hard Corner, where the news brings you the news, motherfuckers.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's I'm glad shit like this been happening in Europe for years. So like now it's like a treat, but it's like it's what it should have been. We're cousins. All that heavy music, it's all we all live in the trenches. We all come from the same DNA. So it's like and it's cool, exactly. Now, sometimes this hardcore shit is a little intimidating to people, and sometimes the hardcore dudes feel and do that, or whatever the fuck the right term is. But now the hardcore people sometimes feel like, I can't show my love for some other type of music because my scene's gonna come down on me, because there's always been some of that shit. You know what I mean? So when you got people like us showing, look at, we down to play with whoever, that's what we need to do. Like the OGs got to show, look, we're here for everybody. Whoever's down with the music and the movement, everybody's fucking welcome. That's just a fact. So go check that out. We're going to be playing fucking all over the Indianapolis, Grand Rapids, Columbus, Memphis, and Birmingham. And I will be covering it for the Hard Corner. So stay tuned, everybody. You know how we're doing it.
Hell yeah. Furnace Fest is going to be great. That'll be great. That's a pretty legendary fest that you went away for a while, that's resurfaced, and they did an amazing job last year, and I'm sure they're going to do an even better job this year. So
it's cool shit. It's a cool spot. We played there many years ago. We actually fucking went through. It's like one of the most haunted places in America, and we did it. We went through that shit like at 3 a.m. The band. It was fucking creepy as fuck. It was great, but again, an opportunity that band like Madball doesn't usually get in America. So like even from the Riot Fest to that, times are changing. Were they for the worse? Maybe. And maybe in some ways they're for the better. Again, everything is perspective. You could lay down and die, or you could adapt and overcome and try to make power moves. So that's what we were talking. So in some ways, a lot of shit changed, but for the first time, a band like Madball did the punk rock bowling. For the first time, a Madball will do a Riot Fest. These are shit that, again, it's for certain bands, it doesn't seem out of pocket, but for a band like Madball, we're put in a corner and all good, and we happy in that corner. But some people are scared to go in that corner. So it's good to see that people are just showing that, that we have our spot, we repping the culture, and we're here to spread the word, and we can kill it like everybody else. So
I don't think there's many hardcore bands that have played Wembley Arena. So
and and again, exactly. And shout out to Limp Bizkit for that. Again, that was something I got for the first time in my life. My father told me, "You're gonna play Wembley Arena, really?" And for the first time, I was like, "Wow." You know, he's always been he's proud of me no matter what. But that was like where, because the name, that's basically like there's Madison Square Garden, you know?
Yeah, it's the big leagues.
And shout out to Scout for playing Madison Square Garden. I hate on them, but I fucking look up to them and love them for doing it. I was like, damn, they got to play Madison Square Garden. So shout out to them too for fucking MSG. Shout out to anybody in our world playing spots that we used to have to sneak into.
Yeah,
you know I mean,
for sure.
So, but
definitely.
And also the West Coast is gonna be getting a fucking tour and a half. We have, boom. Listen, this happened on the East Coast, and I wish I got to catch it. You know, these are all my friends, and I actually want to go on this tour. Like, I would have loved to follow this tour, like Grateful Dead style, but from a very far distance. Yo, E, what's up? Shout out to my man E, my devil on the streets. But man, everybody, check out this fucking tour, man. You couldn't ask for, like, I mean, what else you want?
Yeah. In every city, you know, those are just all the perfect cities too. When you're out that way, I mean, not to say that any of these cities, you know, better or worse than any other one, but obviously there's hot spots along the way, and these are all fucking great spots, great venues, great cities. Crown of Thorns, sick of it all AF. I would imagine the openers are all going to be amazing. You know, you can't beat it. And like you said, the East Coast run was amazing. And I'm sure the West Coast is going to be just as good, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, and even more, you know, these guys been seasoned, they've been playing. Everybody's been playing more, you know, from Crown of Thorns, even sick, all of them, they've been on tour. So the West Coast is going to get a fucking solid version. And check it out, like, again, man, for a real hardcore tour. Like, I mean, an OG hardcore. Look at Phoenix, San Diego. Look at Garden Grove is right near LA. You got LA people. You got two of them right there. Oakland, Portland, Seattle. Boy, listen, Salt Lake, Denver. This is like an OG tour fucking schedule. Colorado, Austin, Corpus, Houston, New Orleans, Birmingham. Listen,
it's perfect.
It's fucking I'm jealous in the best way that those are great spots. And I know it's going to be great shows for them. And that's what we need. We need that energy to snowball. You know what I mean? We need the kids to be the kids or whatever, you know, the uncles, the aunts, the gramps, whatever age bracket. We need everybody to be fucking amped about this shit, that we still got this shit. You know what I mean? There's genres that disappear. You know what I mean? You know, there's there's a lot of shit that's fucking was like, oh yeah, that was big then in the 90s. That was big in this, you know. We got, like I said, there's a lot of new blood sounding like the OGs, and we still have the OGs right here fucking, you know, you get to catch the timeline of where your favorite band comes from, because they'll be coming through your city right here. Crown of Thorns, Agnostic Front, sick of it all.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Just go ahead.
I was gonna say ending in Furnace Fest too. So you guys, and you know, you'll meet up with this tour, and all of those tours are, everyone that's out is probably going to end up, you know, meeting up and converging down at Furnace Fest. So you get the best of everything down there, you know, and this whole entire tour before it, you know. And shout out to Ernie Prada, who did that awesome artwork you can see for the cards there.
Oh, Ernie did the damn. Ernie's like, he's coming back with the Stigma portrait. He's back in the mix. And for anybody, all you OGs don't know, Ernie was in Token Entry, and a lot of bands, Black Train Jack, but a great artist, as you see. He's the one who painted that picture of Stigma, that painting of Stigma that's been going around, like the Duke of Stigma.
Yeah, I bought one. I had fucking to.
Oh, I'm gonna get one when we set up shop in the new studio that's coming.
Yeah. So shout out to Ernie. Love that artwork for this poster. You know, awesome tour, awesome artwork, the whole thing. You know, these guys deserve it. You know, like you said, you know, like it's a perfect bridging of the generational gap that's, you know, that goes on, and you know, perfect spot, perfect tour. So
yeah, I was actually gonna I was gonna catch the LA show out here and cover it for the show, but I ended up doing the next tour, so I had to stay back and take care of business. So, but California, we will be out there soon. So go make sure you get those tickets. And Ezek's be in the building, so he will be covering it for the hard corner. So look out for that. We're gonna get some of that. So
dope. Hell yeah.
And on that note, a comeback again. Or what do you call this? Don't call it a comeback again. Yeah. What do we got here?
Hey, man, it's Halloween. Everyone's got to cash in on Halloween somehow. Not to say anyone's cashing in. I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah. No, fuck that. I'm offending everybody. Yeah, they're cashing in. But in all fairness, let them. If people are willing to pay, fucking let them. They deserve it. You know, they put in their years, and if you could get it, good for them. Yeah. But with that being said, the same motherfuckers that pay $500 to go see them, don't ask me to get on my set on my guest list and ask me for free shirts when you pay for these motherfuckers. Right. And I love the Misfits, but no, this is pretty bugged out, and I think they should keep it like this. I mean, who the fuck am I to tell them where to make their millions? But I would say if they would just keep it for Halloween, like a Halloween tour thing, that's dope because they're the perfect band for it.
And it's awesome that they would include somebody like Alice Cooper, who makes 110% perfect sense. You know, and the minute I saw that, it wasn't like, oh, that's weird or that's dumb. It's like, that's fucking amazing. You know, it's totally
makes sense.
That's perfect. It makes perfect sense, you know? So, and like you said, to your point, I never really thought about that. They really should just keep it just sort of a Halloween themed yearly or bi-yearly, whatever. And you just, you know, you get these cool co-headliners like Alice Cooper or you know, you could throw anybody in there with just an awesome opener like somebody like the Distillers, you know, and you keep it small and special and whatever. Yeah. But this looks pretty cool. Interesting that it's in Texas for some reason. I don't know where or why it would be down there.
It would, if it's Austin, it has to be, right? Is it?
I think it's Dallas, I want to say.
Yeah, it's pretty bugged out. I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah.
You know, out of all spots, you know.
Who knows? Maybe this is the precursor. Maybe since this is the 29th, maybe there's a date the 30th, and maybe there's an actual Halloween show in Jersey or New York or something. But we'll see. We'll see what's to come. But this was cool news, I thought, you know, for sure.
And it has the original singer-songwriter, Glenn Danzig.
That's right.
And the original bassist, Jerry Only. So I'm assuming with Doyle Von Frankenstein. Oh, so he is. But why they put him so small? I'm going to have to talk to Doyle. Yo, Doyle, you want me to talk to these dudes? We got to put that Doyle shit a little bigger. And shout out to, I'm going to give you motherfuckers a little fact out there just to show that I'm not a Misfit hater because I use them in my fucking dialogue for my jokes sometimes. I had the Doyle poster that came with a pick on my wall. You were able to get, it's that classic pick is like,
okay.
And it came with a pick. So I'm not a hater, everybody. So, and by the way, shout out to my, we were talking about my brother, rest in peace, who was OG Misfit head. And he had ordered, it was either when, for the Misfits or for Sam Hain, whatever came right after, he bought a shirt. And this is Glenn Danzig still sending the shirts out himself. And I never forget this. It was handwritten by Homeboy. And when it was in a gray kind of box, and when he took the shirt out, and my brother looks in the inside, it was a iced tea, a 4C iced tea box flipped inside out.
Oh yeah,
you know. So it was like, you know, he found whatever he had in his house to put the T-shirt in, put it, and it was for like a Danzig or for whatever, Sam Hain or whatever was right after the Misfits.
Right, yeah,
but he was still doing the merch himself, and then I love the Misfits shit. So shout out to the Misfits.
Hell yeah.
And whatever. But yeah, this is pretty bugged out. And the Distillers, ain't that with Homegirl singing, right?
Yeah.
So I guess she's back, huh?
Yep. Well, I don't forget her name's Brody or something.
Yeah, Brody.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool news, definitely.
Yeah, that's a kind of bugged out thing. So I guess they'll be on tour too. And
did you catch those other shows? You know, the ones that they played prior to, you know, those other reunion shows.
The Misfit shows?
Yeah.
No. There was actually a Black and Blue. We played the Black and Blue one of the days after.
Right,
that was the one when they had Murphy's Law play the. So I didn't catch them. I actually shout out to Suicidal. Mikey was gonna hook that up. He was like, "Come through," because Suicidal played one of them. I want to say, right? That was one of them, right?
I think
and
so.
I was gonna, and we couldn't make it in time or some shit. I don't remember, but I wanted to go see them because, you know, it's still great, you know. And I want to see Suicidal and all that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But and what other tour? We have another tour on deck, right?
Yeah, 20 years. Yep. Another one of these awesome anniversary tours. Yeah. So 20 years of Perseverance, Hatebreed record. Incredible record. Special guest Gate Creeper, Bleeding Through. Looks like they're back.
And back.
Yep. Body Snatcher and Dying Wish. So yeah, when is this? October?
Yeah,
Towards the end
the
of
20.
October.
Where does it say? Yeah, I'm not sure where the date is on this. First of all, let me just say this about fucking Hatebreed. So it's funny. I just hit up Bernsey the other day and told him this shit. You know, we always liked Hatebreed. Everybody likes Hatebreed. People love it. No, I love Hatebreed now. like it's so crazy. Like I haven't been a fan of nobody. Like I'm a fucking fan. Like you know how I know I became like a super fan. Number one, guaranteed, hands down in the gym, you're gonna get extra 2 reps of whatever exercise you're doing with Hatebreed. I'm sorry, I hate everybody. Slayer, I love you. Celtic Frost, I love you. Chromax, I love you. You're not gonna get 2 extra reps like Hatebreed's gonna get out of you. It's just not working. I'll show you my playlist right now, and it's Hatebreed, Pantera, Hatebreed, Murphy's Law, Hatebreed, maybe fucking Bold, like literally, and Burn, like you know, like the same, and that's my shit. But man, I get it, I really get it, like. Where words, again, I'm a writer, so I tend to go with the overall feel of music, listening to the lyrics and going through the shit that I've been going through. I was like, there's nothing that gets me over that hump like Hatebreed does, and especially that, a lot of their shit. But man, when Richie told me at that the set they did at This Is Hardcore, he goes, it was probably the greatest set I ever watched, and they did all their OG shit. I literally was pissed. Like, I was mad that I didn't go to the hardcore show or whatever show to watch the band play because I wanted to hear my favorite songs. Like, I felt fucking like 16 and beat.
Yeah. The band that you've already seen probably 100 times over because you've toured with them. Right.
A billion, a quadrillion. Like, I was like, no, I need to see them.
No.
Because now it means different to me. Now it's like I've thought of getting like certain words on me, which I would never do anybody. I said, I would do that.
No, like, especially this record too. I mean, the first record's the first record. Everyone's gonna love the first record, and then there was that. I've been a Hatebreed fan since day one. I remember Jamie since pre-Hatebreed when he had that band Josta 14.
Yeah.
And then I remember the Hatebreed fucking demo, the 7-inch, the whole entire unraveling of this band. Are they going to come? Are they going to play? Is there going to be a fucking riot? Like the whole entire thing, So we've been there for this ride since day one.
Yeah.
So I agree with you 100% on everything you said about Hatebreed. They're top tier for me, top 3. So this record especially, this was the follow-up to the first record that everyone fucking sweated, that made them huge. Everyone's like, well, how are they going to top that? How are they going to top that? And then this fucking record comes out and it just smokes everybody. And I have right now just fucking goose fucking pimples on my arm because it really is that perfect. Lyrically, it's amazing. It's a straight edge record written by a bunch of fucking crazy, drunk, wild dudes at that time. But it has that just empowering sort of sense of straight edgeness to it, where obviously it's not, but it gives you just sort of that feeling of, all right, I can accomplish anything if I just stay focused and whatever. I mean, whatever you want to take out of it, you can. It's a huge record. So to celebrate it in 20 years with a lineup like this is fucking cool.
And it's a hard line. Yeah, exactly. For the album, for them doing it, and also, a band like Bleeding Through, like, for whatever if you like them or not, this band did a lot of things at one point. They were a fucking really big band, and it's good that they're back, and it's good to be on a bill like this, on an OG bill with some new blood. And, one thing I do like, the bands are making their band logos readable. Even though I think they even know, like, we got to make them a little more readable for these old guys.
You can still have all the drips. And
you can do that, but let's make it, because I'm feeling all these are very cool fonts. But again, it doesn't seem foreign to me looking at this. It, to me, it's like again, I like to see the variety going around. Who you want to see them with? Oh no, I know you want to see them with fucking AM and Minor Threat and fucking Murphy's Law. No, let's, that all those other bands are doing their thing. There's plenty of music, different, many combinations. This shit is a definitely a solid combo. And again, fucking key cities, man. They got some cool ass fucking spots there. A little bit in the Midwest, East Coast, South. Man. I'll tell you right now, that shit's gonna be crazy. We've done like the Texas and the in the Midwest with fucking Hatebreed, man. Insane.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good tour, man. Shout out to them, bleeding through all of them. You know, everybody out there, make sure you go support that shit.
Absolutely.
There's a fucking again mad tours going on. Hold on, let me see what we got here. And and it was good to see that Hatebreed fucking also played without that fucking barricade that This Is Hardcore.
Yeah.
Because not that it's a big deal to anybody else, but I know some people made a big deal of it. And I was like, it's hard that they made a power move to show motherfuckers know what
and Hatebreed at Black and Blue Bowl that year was amazing too. And they did the same thing. I think that was a Satisfaction anniversary set that they played there, you know. So
they know. Listen, this is their home. They come. They are this hardcore shit. You know what I mean? Hatebreed's their own animal, but their DNA is from this hardcore shit, and they know it. That's where they're home. You know. They're not out of place with motherfuckers jumping on them. You know, there's times I don't want motherfuckers near me. You know what I mean? So I hear them, but they're not. They know what's up. You know, shout out to them and fucking. But everybody out there, if you want to support the fucking show right now, hot off the press, if you don't know now, you know, we finally got some merch up. This shit is done in-house. Busky designed this shit. We printed it up. We finally got it up. We've been taking some time with it, but if you want to support the show, CasaDeRock.com, that's where you go. We have a lot of new merch, and we're going to be dropping a lot of exclusive stuff as we go. Everything goes back into the show. We're trying to expand. We're trying to make power moves. We're trying to keep this thing looking fresh and sexy. But if you like what you hear, you want to support the show, the movement, or you just want to look good, we got the snapbacks and we got the t-shirts right now. CasaDeRock.com. Be about it, motherfuckers. And by the way, look at those shits came out crisp.
Hell yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Look at that.
We got that. And keep your heads fresh, you dirt bags out there. But what else we got? What's next up, Busky? What we got next up?
Next up, we got some new shit.
Boom.
Yep. Upstate Records welcoming Blood Clot to the family. So new music from John Joseph, Blood Clot.
Yes. Everybody out there, we're gonna have the Hard Corner and Upstate Records. We connected for this, and we got the drop on the first single. So we're gonna be dropping the first Blood Clot single on the planet. So this is a spot you're gonna come to if you want to hear this shit first. The track is hard. It's definitely is gonna surprise some people. I think it's gonna surprise a lot of people, but it's fucking mean as fuck, and it's good to see OGs doing some shit that's a little bit more up to speed with what's going on now in a way.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it because you're gonna have to tune into the Hard Corner to get that exclusive drop. And by then, I hope we're gonna be live. So when we drop it, it's gonna be dropped live, and you'll be able to comment and do all that good shit in real time. So that's the plan. But yeah, man, Blood Clot. You heard it, Busky. You heard some of it. From what you heard.
It's nasty sounding. Yeah, it sounds nasty. And like you said, it's more modern sounding, and then don't make that steer people away. Like, oh, wow, that's going to sound, but it's traditional, but modern. It's got great production.
Exactly.
It's got incredible players that know how to play hardcore songs and compose and write it. And, it's great. It's from what I know, Darren from Maximum Penalty, who played on Madball, Hold It Down drums. He has joined the band. So Darren will be, on this record. And I'm not sure if Tom Capone recorded on this or not, but I know at the time he was in the band, from Quicksand and Bold. So again, just kind of an all-star sort of lineup. And from what we've heard, it's going to be pretty killer. So
yeah, it's definitely, I'm psyched. Again, I'm psyched for new music. I'm psyched for OGs doing new shit. Yeah. Because again, enough with the old shit, we like Stigma used to say the best, when people used to be like, oh, why don't you do a record like Victim in Pain? He goes, you want to listen to Victim in Pain? Go listen to Victim in Pain.
Yep.
It's a moment in time. That's where you go for that moment in time, and it's good to see, because the more the OGs regurgitate music, we get another version of sounds and stuff that we get to feed off to keep building on this shit. You know what I mean? And
totally.
But we're gonna everybody make sure. I forget the exact date, but it's coming up in an episode or two. We will be dropping the exclusive single on the Hard Corner first. So hopefully we will be streaming live, so you'll hear it in real time. And this is the only spot you're gonna get it first. So Upstate Records, shout out to them in the Hard Corner for making some power moves and letting motherfuckers know what time it is. And the Smoking Word will be dropping an exclusive podcast with just Blood Clot right after that. So stay tuned for that. But next up, we got something I've been following a little bit, but Busky, you kind of got a little bit more detail on them.
Yeah. Fugitive. There you go. Crossover thrash from members of Power Trip, Creeping Death, and Scourge, all Texas bands. We talked about Texas a little bit before on this. I've always had a huge soft spot for all these Texas bands for years. They're amazing. So this is Blake, who obviously was a huge contributor in the band Power Trip as far as musical talent. This is his new band, and it's pretty much on par with kind of what you would expect from Power Trip. It's not Power Trip Part 2 at all. There's definitely Blake's riffing, there's his guitar playing, there's his right hand, there's his riffs. It's tuned down a little bit lower than what Power Trip was, so it's definitely a little bit heavier sounding. The singer is a little bit more gruff, more obituary-ish.
It's a little grittier. Yep. And again, it's a different era of his version of their thrash and their hardcore mashup that he does. Again, what I like that it's not one thing. It got that hardcore energy, but it's not a straight old school hardcore band, and it got that crossover shit, but it ain't Power Trip, which I love. I haven't sat down and heard this yet, but I follow and I've been checking him out in the studio. He's a great player. Yep. So I know all this shit. I've been catching riffs laying down, and he got chops. So, and I know the style. Even with Power Trip, the thing that I liked, it was an era of metal that I loved. That it was a thrash era more than what people would call a new school metal or metalcore or whatever. Yeah. Like it was more traditional, the traditional ingredients that they were using for newer guys. So that's why I think Power Trip did good, and had something special with old flavors. You know what I mean? They gave a new dish with traditional flavors, and I think this is what he's doing with this. And the name is hard, Fugitive. I'm kind of mad that I never came up with it, and you know what I mean, or one of us, right? That sounds like some shit.
Yeah, no, it's gonna do well, I guarantee you. It's obviously got the buzz of Power Trip behind it, as it deserves. Like you said, Blake's an incredible player, so it deserves all the buzz that it's gonna get. But also Creeping Death, members of Creeping Death, that band is awesome too. Yeah. And Scourge is a really cool band that's been around for a number of years too, that no one really seems to know about. So these are all great players. It's gonna pop off. You're gonna definitely be seeing a lot more of this. This I think is just sort of like a demo intro EP type of a thing, but it's opening song is an awesome intro, minute and a half long, that just fucking rips, like groovy with just perfect. And then a couple of obviously new songs, and they do a Bathory cover also too. So
I think it's good. Like Texas is keeping it fucking Texas. You know what I mean? Like they still got a runner. They still got a player in the race. You know what I mean? So it's good because shout out to Power Trip. We already know that for sure. But it's good to see they're keeping the energy going, and I think they're doing it in the right way. Yeah, Homeboy starring the same energy on some other shit. And so good. Shout out to them, and go check them out. They'll be fucking doing that thing.
Yep. And I feel like this is one of those bands that if he wanted, like you just said, if he wanted, he probably could have sent this to a label and gotten it signed and picked up right away. And they wouldn't even have to do this step of putting out a Bandcamp page and a demo thing and this and that. And who knows, maybe they will have a deal by the time this is even out, So, but it's good just to see them put some simple stuff up on Bandcamp and start over, just like everybody else has to, even though they came from something like Power Trip and whatever. So
for sure, shout out to them, and definitely follow them.
Yeah,
and fucking Richie Wisdom hit me up the other day, and he hit me up, and again, where I tell you where the news brings you the news again. This is the beauty of having the friends and coming from the world we do. The same guys that are on the stages are the guys spreading the word on shit. But Richie hit me up, which I actually at first thought was a new band, but was actually his new label.
Yeah.
So Richie's crazy. I don't know how he fucking pulls out a label now. He just had a kid, but shout out to Richie for being able to do that.
Yep.
But new label, Never Ran, Never Will Records. He hit me up with that shit, and he had that real cool fucking intro he made, and it's funny because I thought it was a band at first, and then I told him, hey, give me some info on the band. And he goes, it's a label. Because I skimmed through it. And then when I went back and saw, I was like, oh shit, it's a coming attraction kind of thing. And then he told me he was involved with the label. I didn't know he was doing it, but there's a new label. Fucking they're dropping a bunch of new bands. They got who's this? Missing Link. They're dropping a 12-inch. Definitely you gotta go support them. Any new label, for sure, you have to support them. What else they got? They got it. What else we got? They got the Hold My Own they're releasing. That shit got members of MH Chaos and the Mongoloids. Carried by Six, Mushmouth, Lifeless members, Trial of Lies. We got Risk. They dropping mad shit. They got mad bands. They dropping the new. Okay, so they got Risk from Boston, Fool's Game from PA. He wrote AKA the Fatherland. We know Richie.
Right. Richie. He had to sneak that one in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you think I didn't see that, right? No, but listen, what better way that he got a real cool video. We didn't have it on deck ready, but it got a very cool ready. Go check them out and go support Richie and the fucking and everybody on that label. Right off the grip, they got a bunch of bands. I didn't know how long he had this, but it's good that when he sent it to me to start pushing, he already had a roster.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's you got a lot of new bands, and again, an OG putting out bands still involved. That's how you fucking do it. I'm with all you motherfucking young bucks out there that are flipping on these old motherfuckers that talk shit but aren't involved with anything. I'm with you. I got your back on that. But if they're involved, you got to show some respect and at least let them speak their mind first before, you know what I mean? But otherwise, fuck them, because just because what you did 100 years ago don't mean shit unless you're fucking still around and make sure those things are getting implemented, or you're still around to show, look it, I'm part of this thing because this is how this world works. So, but shout out to Richie for fucking being involved in every aspect of the fucking music game of this scene. He lives that shit like us. He's a lifer. By the way, lifer, CasaDeRock.com. That's where you go. But definitely go support them new label. And some more new shit, Busky.
Yeah.
These are some young buck heroes. They're still considered young bucks, right?
They're young bucks to me.
Yeah, right. Because they've been grinding for a little bit too. Yep. So, but yet, the Regulate is dropping September 30th. Flat Spot Records. What you know about this record in detail, Busky?
I know they just dropped a single for the song called Why Can't We the other day. There's a video, and I'm pretty sure it's streaming on Spotify, and it's cool. It's they're a cool band. They've got flavor. They've got heavy parts, but they're not a heavy band. They've got melodic parts, but they're not like a melodic band or an emo band. They're just one of those bands that they have influences, and they know how to marry them, and they know how to keep it also formulated in traditional and just sort of hardcore roots. So again, awesome dudes. They've all been around for a little while. Some of these guys had a band called Blind Justice for a little while.
I remember them.
The drummer Harry, he's actually in that band No Pressure that we covered a couple episodes ago too. So again, these guys have been around for a minute. Still, I guess, considered younger generation to us.
Yeah,
but maybe a little bit older to the younger kids. I don't know.
Definitely go check out their video. Is on YouTube, and they have a pre-order. So go check them out and get the pre-order. And I like the layout. The layout reminds me of that Revelation, a little bit post or whatever the word was, but like that type of layout shit. But it's cool to see those aesthetics again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like again, like I got psyched to see the drippy letters, but this is good to get off that and see some of this to show this is all in the same world. Like, it's crazy to believe that these two people from these two types of bands probably listen to each other and listen to each other and came up on each other. But that's why I'm glad we got this show to basically show how wide this fan shit of ours spreads out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
pretty
I'm
bugged
glad you
out.
mentioned that because it's true. Like we do talk about, and me being a designer, you know what I mean? Like visuals and graphics. I mean, it's a huge thing. So that's one thing that I noticed too, is I saw this and I was like, I'm glad that it isn't graffiti letters
Yeah,
or, you know what I mean? Or something that's just hardcore. It's like, all right, this is cool. It looks like it could almost be like an Oasis
yeah,
record
exactly.
or, I don't even know, Into Another or something
Yep,
that's a little bit more off brand hardcore, so. And I think that aesthetic carries through musically for these guys too, as well. And it's important, to have that sort of aesthetic, So I think anybody that's into like, your sort of modern stuff like Turnstile or any of that stuff, you'll probably appreciate this. But then you can also hear, you could listen to other stuff like AF or whatever and get something out of this. So it's one of those records that I think it'll do a good job of being a cool release. And shout out to Flat Spot, always putting out different diverse stuff,
definitely.
the End It stuff that we talked about and Speed and all these other bands that don't sound anything like Regulate even.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, that's great. They're doing that. It's a good spot with look at a lot of you new bands. You got a lot of good labels out there that are doing it right. So it's good. So make sure you go support that Regulation because they're definitely working and they're representing and they're keeping it fresh and sexy. Like I said, I like that. And and also on a quick note, we mentioned it on one of the past episodes. So some OGs, nobody's perfect. Some old friends, they're back, and it's good to see again. It's good to see some OGs that are popping back up for obviously for the love of the music, not for no payday or not even for any other type of cloud chasing, but just for being involved with a family that again, man, when you really live this shit, I don't know how you could forget it or like it could leave your body. You could leave the city, but I don't know how that shit leaves your soul. But nobody perfect. They just dropped out some new music. You could go check them out on YouTube. They're an OG band. Junior, they used to live in Boston. I mean, in Brooklyn. I don't know where Junior's living now. I forgot what he told me, but nobody's perfect. They got promo out on YouTube. Go support them and go support any other fucking band out there right now doing it. Support the Hard Corner, who's always bringing you that 411 of the underground. All right. Now what we got? All right. What do we got? We got that fucking drop of the week. Yo, Gator, let's hit them with the fucking drop of the week.
Hit them.
By the way, you heard that music? That shit was fly, right? That's that True Union shit. That's my music. But check this shit out. Yeah. So funny sex.
ready to feast. I lust for whores and cocaine. Kills the demons and numbs the pain. Time is money, so keep it moving. Glocks and Uzis, we crush grooving. Broken windows, broken dreams, broken hearts, gotta get the cream. I'm so fly, I'm so hood. The gunslinger, Clint Eastwood. People are watching, they want your soul. Like wheels, high rocks, sporting gold. We got the cocaine, bring the hose. Time is money, so let's do these shows. Demons are watching, they want your soul. Like wheels and high rocks, sporting gold. We got the cocaine, bring the hose. Time is money, so let's do these shows. Like wheels, high rocks. Wheels, high rocks. Wheels, high rocks. Wheels, high rocks. Got the cocaine. Wheels, high rocks. Cocaine. Bring the hose. Time is money, so let's do these shows. Demons are watching, they want your soul. Like widows and high rocks, sporting gold. We got the cocaine, bring the hose. Time is money, so let's do these shows.
That's exactly an official. I know it came out a while ago, so not an official new drop, but I ran into that shit the other day. So, like I was just saying, I don't know if it's an official fucking new drop, but I just officially saw it. I think yesterday or today, and I said this is the greatest shit I've seen. They did a fucking one. Anybody who knows me in Ezek and anybody who knows Queens, New York, and in the 80s knows fucking freestyle music. But the cartoon, the video, shit bugged me out. I was like, I actually had a great time fucking watching the shit that I said, you know what? More people need to see this shit. I don't think enough people got to see this shit.
Yeah. It's funny because like you said, it's an older track apparently, but this guy works so hard and does so much that even for me it got lost. I never even knew. This is the first time I'd seen it, you know. So it's a new drop for me even though it's an old footage. It's amazing. Awesome animation, by the way. You know, I mean,
great. I wonder whoever fucking did it, man. We're gonna have to talk some biz. No, great job, great angle. Yep. You know, again, something cool, something fresh. You know, he grinds, and not only that, with that, it was definitely. I gotta say, he throws a lot of crazy ideas, but then when you throw a lot of crazy ideas, there's some shit that comes out and pops off. Like this shit's really cool. Like the track is dope. It moves dope. It doesn't seem like. It seems like and it seems like in pocket with our world, and it's dope, and it's cool angles, and the video is dope. So I'm psyched for him, and definitely go check out the video. The video's done really, really well. I gotta say, you know, it's like sometimes making shit look cheaper in those and cartoon videos work. This is done really well. Like they did a good job with the way it moves and the style, man. And the song is perfect, man. What can I say? This is I got pleasantly surprised this morning or last night or whenever the fuck it was. So.
No, it's very Ezak for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ezak. I was at a wedding with him over the weekend. He's amazing, man. He's amazing. So and shout out to our brother Brett who just got married. That's
congrats, big white goof. Definitely congratulations. It was good to see him boogie. I got to see some footage of him boogieing on the fucking dance floor, but that's what we need. More people together. We need to see. Hopefully they have babies. I want to see more people having babies. Yeah, I'm that dude. I like babies, and I think the world needs. When you have babies, you know your priorities get off bullshit and focus on more positive shit. Man. So
it helps make everything grow. Everything, your family, everybody else's family. It's all It's great. It's a great thing. Exactly.
So, but again, shout out to everybody who's been tuning in. Listen. Once again, I gotta say, make sure you hit us on everything. Busky, let them know where they can hit us before we get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you know the deal. Smoking Word Podcast on Instagram and YouTube. Follow that handle. Facebook, Smoking Word TV on Facebook. Like, follow, subscribe, all these things. We've always said it before, but this is boots on the ground. We need everyone's participation. Hardcore is definitely not a spectator sport. So get on the field and play. Hit those buttons, hit those notifications, subscribe, get on that Patreon. Every
get
little
that
bit
merch.
helps.
Exactly. Get that new merch. Don't forget, support the show. And then, like he said, nobody's on the bench when we play this game. Everybody plays. You understand? So, like I said, and I'm proud to say it, we are 1,000,000,000% an independent network ran by us, and we do whatever the fuck we want. And all we are doing is rebounding the info on the world and the culture that we love, the trench life. So shout out to all you lifers following the movement around the planet. The Hard Corner, subscribe to everything. Make sure to stay tuned. We are in the motherfucking building. So till next week, Busky, we out of here. Gator food.
Peace.
We out.